episode of Let's Get Comfy podcast. I'm your host, Norman Harris, bringing you peace, love, but most of all, comfort. Thank you for joining us here. I have another person, wonderful individual, powerhouse, Miss Jennifer Eddings.
Very good. You did.
Eddings.
Yeah,
I got it right
you
that
got
time.
it.
I
You
got it
got
right
it.
that
Good
time.
job.
All right. She's joining us here on the platform. I thank her for sharing her Sunday with us. I'm very grateful, and she has something special to share. All right. So your LinkedIn profile just drew attraction to me. Say, let me check out, this person here, and that's what my intuition is. How I invite guests on the show. So this is what you have, all right, and I want you to explain to me what it means to you.
Okay.
Nurse Development Manager and Brand Ambassador for your organization,
Yes.
Award-winning nurse advocate, Chief Spirit Officer, Dog Mom to Fletcher, who's the Chief Barking Officer, and best friend to Fiona the Flamingo.
Yeah,
all
that's
right?
a lot.
Yeah, that's a lot.
That's
a lot.
You probably wanted some explanation to that. I'm assuming. Yeah. Okay.
For sure.
Okay. So let's start with the Chief Spirit Officer. So it's
Mhm.
definitely self-proclaimed Chief Spirit Officer. I just ran out of characters in that little box that I could fit in. It was just something that one of the first conferences I went to, I just love people. And one of the other people that were there was like, well, each hospital has a CEO or COO. You're the Chief Spirit Officer. So I took that and ran with it. I was also blessed last October. AdventHealth, the Medical Executive Committee, had sponsored the purchase of a therapy dog for staff specifically for our particular hospital. So they put some flyers out about getting someone to agree to be the handler. And I completely said no at first. But then I definitely prayed about it. And 6 months later, we still didn't have anyone. And I knew that there was a need. And I was like, you know what? Let's just make it happen. So I agreed to be the handler. We picked him out from the breeder. We knew we were getting him before he was ever born. He was born July 19th, by the way. And then his name is really cool because the whole hospital voted on it. So everyone was allowed to send in some submissions, and then we voted during town hall. And that's how it came to be.
That's it came to be. All right.
That flamingo was the very first thing. I'm going to tell you, that flamingo just brought attention. That's all I was looking for. I wanted people to come to me, listen to me, let me love on you, let me help you. And a flamingo did that.
Great strategy.
That was it, yeah.
Great strategy. Well, it caught me too.
Yeah.
I don't even work for your company that you work for. So it attracted me. So
I appreciate that.
Yes, that's a great strategy for sure. So why did you become a nurse?
Oh, goodness. That is one of the questions that's asked all the time. And I used to feel almost guilty about not having a more profound why moment. A lot of my friends and family, they had mothers or family members that were nurses, or maybe they all had their own childhood illness, like cancer or anything really. That wasn't me. So I got out of high school. I did not go straight to college. Had my first son at 21. And I was sitting at home. I was waitressing, always worked 2 or 3 jobs. I was like, I got to figure something else out because my Dylan deserves better. So I went to medical assisting school, and I was a medical assistant for about 12 years before I became a nurse. And to be very honest with you, my love is just people. And I can take care of people as a medical assistant just like I can a nurse. But I found myself being a single mother of 4. And as a medical assistant, when I stopped doing that in 2017, I was making, I think, $14 an hour. And I'm sure everyone knows I can't live off of $14 an hour, let alone my kids. So I knew that I needed to be able to support us because by that time it had become obvious that no one was coming to rescue us. It was up to me.
Gotcha.
So
That's right.
that is why I became a nurse, just for the love of people.
Just the love of people. And so you spreaded that love. And does that go into sort of your sort of vision and mission as a nurse advocate?
I'd say now it absolutely does. Is spreading that love that it became so obvious the world was missing. But more particularly my own home, my own hospital of AdventHealth Tampa. I did it. I'm sorry.
Okay. No, keep going.
Okay, I'm so sorry.
So for your own home, hospital.
So my own hospital home is where I really put in the majority of my effort at the beginning. The pandemic was difficult, and it was something weird. Like at first when COVID came, there were parades for healthcare workers. People were applauding them as they came, giving lunches, doing everything. Like, we love you, we love you. Something switched towards the end where fear took over. And now all of a sudden, people are saying that we're lying, that we're making up numbers, that we are spreading the disease, that we are not doing enough to eradicate it. And as a healthcare worker going into the hospital every day, specifically critical care, and I had the critical care COVID ICU is under my leadership. It's hard. And I didn't go into healthcare to not help somebody. It was quite the opposite. So they go into the office every day. They do everything they know to do to save these patients, and nothing was working. So they were theoretically dying too. Every day they were coming in and giving everything they had. And every day they left and they felt like a failure.
Right.
And you and I know they weren't failures.
No.
But they didn't know that at that time.
So what led you? So you became sort of the voice at that time? Was that the moment?
Yeah, absolutely. During the second round of COVID, we had a hospital committee, and we still do. It's one of the best, called Healthy Work Environment. A lot of beautiful women are in that. And the flamingo came about just like decorating for a particular holiday. And then I was like, I just like to dress up. I don't have a really good reason for it. It just makes me happy. I like glitter. I like tutus. I think it's fun to wear superhero capes because life is hard. And the hospital is hard. And ICU is hard. So if I can at least, one of my philosophy I live by is we are all just walking each other home.
Yeah.
And if I can do anything to make somebody else's journey a little less heavy or a little more bright, even if that is just me putting on a superhero cape and looking like an idiot walking down the hallway, I'll do it. And I'll do it 10 times over if I'm adding joy to somebody else.
Oh, for sure.
So that's
one thing I did. I'm sorry to cut you off
No,
there.
please, go ahead.
Was as an administrator, I always installed like the fun squad everywhere I went. Really championing, right? Because a lot of times staff, and I'm just going to be transparent, they have all these millions ideas of what the company should be doing to show appreciation, what they want and everything. But then I formalized a committee called the Fun Squad to sort of promote employee engagement.
Love it.
And so I put the onus back on them. What you want to see happen, right? But let's get you more engaged and involved to actually get these things done. And then you start to see, well, I don't know if this happened with you, but you see 3 people sign up.
For sure. Our committee has doubled, tripled, quadrupled over the past few years.
Good.
Exactly what you're saying.
But it started out probably, just a few.
That's right.
But then you say, okay, well, you guys complain, but you don't want to join the Fun Squad committee. But we kept pushing it, and like you said, ours grew as well. But thank you for sharing that. But that is a great idea.
You're welcome.
We'll go ahead. Yeah.
Oh.
All right.
What are we doing?
All right. Well, this is our comfy comedy moment. So we'll take a pause from the episode here.
Do I need to stretch?
No,
we're good. Okay,
we're good.
Right. I didn't know if you were gonna have me run.
I don't do anything challenging for you. So we're gonna we call this comfortability all over the globe. All right. So we're gonna bring in the globe here.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. So what I would like for you to do, anything triggers you on this globe, if you had any trip or any moment to share, just anything you want to share about this, what made you comfortable, a life trip, a life lesson, in whatever company, I'm sorry, not company, but country that you select.
We're gonna go ahead and select United States of America.
United States of America.
Yeah, all and right. The place that I'm gonna say is Chicago, Illinois.
Okay.
Do I get that back to you?
Back to me.
And I guess now I explain why Chicago.
Yes, okay. Go ahead. Tell us why Chicago is so special to you.
So the company I work for also has locations that are up in Illinois and Chicago. Okay. And as the brand ambassador, I've been privileged to be able to go and support hiring events or whatever they may need up there. And a couple of times I've been able to go and actually do hospital engagement rounding on their hospitals over in the Illinois area. And for me, that region, the way they accepted me, which was so beautiful.
Do you come in with like the flamingo and outfit?
They let me do it all, man. They let me do it all. And they were like, where's your tutu? I'm like, I got you. I got 4 of them. And I bring props. And they got these little bars this one time. I'm like, y'all can just leave the bars here if you want. We're about to go have fun. And so 2 of their other leaders, and I think that's the part that makes me so happy. The leadership in that region, my entire organization, I absolutely love them. But that particular region went through a hard time with the acquisition as far as employees feeling like they really belonged. Because our Grand Central Station is definitely down here in Florida. And as you get away from it, it's easier for the mission to kind of become a little bit lost, or maybe not all of the service standards. further away you get from the mothership, it just seems that they have a hard time sometimes continuing the same culture that we promote. Those leaders are active. They are present. They are encouraging. They know people's names.
Gotcha.
And being able to walk around the hospital, these guys thought I looked crazy. I mean, I'm a little crazy, but I looked crazy because I had my flamingo and my tutus. And then you could feel the tension just start to kind of come down a little bit. You put on a pair of shark sunglasses, you have no idea what it does to you. It completely neutralizes whatever you're feeling.
Chief Spirit Officer.
Yeah, that's where that came from.
Chief Spirit Officer. Thank you for sharing that
You're
with
welcome.
us. That's a good story.
You're welcome.
For sure. Anything, what would you say to the audience, and they don't know about you that would be shocking?
Oh, that would be shocking. I guess if it's in the audience and they haven't followed my Facebook yet, probably that I do have 4 children. Oldest is 21 and my youngest is 12 and the other ones are mixed in there. That would probably be one of the most things. I don't know that there's much anyone that knows me or that follows me would be really surprised about.
Right, motorcycle rides?
I'm not driving it. I'll get on the back.
You get on the back, okay. Skydiving?
No. I don't see any reason to jump out of a perfectly functional plane.
Okay.
I don't see any reason for that. But I do like roller coasters.
Gotcha, okay. You like a thrill in some sort.
I do, but with a very safe landing.
Yeah, me too.
Preferred.
Me too. Yeah, I ride roller coasters with my eyes closed.
Well, at least you get on.
Yeah,
that's the first thing.
It's been a while now, but yeah, for sure.
I don't know that there's much they would be surprised about, actually.
Thank you. Thank you for participating in our comfy comedy moment. I appreciate that.
Of course.
All right, so jumping back in, you spoke about being an advocate for others in nursing, bringing that culture, but do you have your own personal healing journey, that kind of shape your approach
for sure
in the workplace?
Yeah, for sure. And I think we all do, and I think it's going to change. I think I'm on a never-ending journey, and I think it is about the journey. And the biggest thing, and it's actually the post that I made, is what sparked. So what I do is in 2 parts. So at the hospital with hands-on employee engagement. But during that time when everything was not great, what I wanted people to see that our hospital was still doing really good work, despite the political agendas, despite anything that was being said out in the mainstream media. I'm not here to fight anyone's battle. I'm not here to say whether COVID's real or not. What I'm telling you is that I manage a unit that has 16 people here that are fighting for their life. That's what I know.
They say healthcare is not interesting. I beg to differ. At Comfort Measures Media, we're proving every day that healthcare is entertaining, educational, and full of stories worth telling. We deliver knowledge, resources, and real advocacy in a way that engages, inspires, and connects. Florida, #1 healthcare edutainment station. I am Norman Harris, the networking solution. Let us highlight your organization and give it the voice it deserves.
But for me personally, the story that kicked off my social media following was I was ICU nurse manager, and I was working one day, and there was a woman that was there. Her name was Jackie, and her father, he was dying. And Jackie was a nurse. And so Jackie and I had a very long conversation. She felt very pulled because she knew that her father deserved a peaceful passing, but that his sister had not yet come to terms with it. So she was weighing the complexities of grief from a daughter, but then also a nurse who knows the science, but this is the daughter, right? And then that's where the heart is. So I comforted her. We talked a lot, and she had decided our goals for that day were just to comfort, keep him here till the sister had some more time. Well, as I was walking back to my office, I closed the door. I couldn't get back there fast enough, and I started crying. So in 2020, my father got very sick. And I was supposed to be going to go see him. He lived in Tennessee. But COVID was about to ramp up. It was just on the heels. We didn't know it yet, but things were getting busy. And my hospital had asked me if I could work a shift. And I was like, you know what? Okay. Because the plan was to put him in hospice the following day. And we were told he probably had about 2 weeks. And my plan would have been to go and stay with him until he finished. Not he finished, but until he unfortunately passed. I picked up that shift. It was a night shift. And when I got off the next morning, my sister called me, and he had a heart attack and he died.
Oh, wow. Sorry about that, man.
I appreciate that. I didn't get a chance to say goodbye. And my sister's name is Jackie, which is what the woman's name was that day, with her father laying in the bed. And in that moment, as nurses and I think healthcare professionals, even when I was going through school, you're told that it's not your place to have feelings about someone else's family passing, or you shouldn't connect to that level because you need to maintain professionalism. And that's just so wrong. The most beautiful thing about nurses is the way we know how to connect. And I'm here to tell you, a lot of times physical presence is just as healing as any other medicine.
Yeah.
And
being there.
Yeah. And so that is my own journey of wanting to be able to help the other Jackies.
That's good. Thank you for sharing that and being vulnerable. You just showed right there. Now, do you do that same thing? How do you influence your team to show whether it's vulnerability and gratitude, right?
Yes, the best way to influence vulnerability is to continue being vulnerable. I think it takes time. I think it takes space. I don't think I'm the first one that ever worked at my hospital that liked glitter or tutus. I'm just the first one crazy enough to wear it. And I think everybody else stood back for a little while, like, hang on, she's about to go off the deep end here. Look, this is gonna be funny. But then when they started seeing that it worked and that it was getting the attention and respect of higher leaders in the organization, now there are definitely more tutus walking around.
That's amazing. That's amazing. So you shared the story about your father there. And again, I know that's in the past, but we offer your condolences for that. But can you share where you're from?
Yeah. My dad was in the military, retired at 26 years in the Navy for his service. He was a musician. So I was born in Washington, D.C.
I see. Okay.
And he retired when I was 8. We moved to Pennsylvania for a couple of years. And then we landed in Memphis, Tennessee. My father was a jazz musician. So we landed in Memphis so we could play on Beale Street. Okay. And that's where I was pretty much raised. And I moved here in 2012.
Memphis. Okay.
You know what that means?
Yeah.
I'm kind of a gangster.
I didn't want to go there, but
it's true. It's true.
I'd be looking at that's where that first 48 be at. A lot. Memphis and Miami.
A lot, right. So
and, for sure. Now, good food though. So we'll keep on a good note.
Listen, I am not allowed to say that anywhere else has a good barbecue except Memphis. It's no longer where I live, but I swore in the 3rd grade we'd take a pact, and we always
really.
There's 2 things, and the barbecue is one. They have amazing barbecue for sure.
Okay. So any story from your childhood that helped you say that just was so impactful that it stays with you to this day?
Actually, yes. When I was in the 2nd grade, there was a small little group of us girls. We were going to be famous. We came up with our own little group. We definitely stole songs that from whoever was the artist at the time. We were going to get together and just become very famous. And we were going to go around our school and start singing for some of the different classrooms. And 2 of the girls backed out. They're like, no, I'm just kidding. And I'm like, I'm going. And so I went and I did the song in my friend's sister's class by myself, because that's what I signed up to do. And I was awful, by the way. It was horrible. Didn't remember the words, but they applauded me and they made me feel welcomed, and they were thankful that I was there. And that was probably one of the first times in my memory that I put myself out there, and it worked out okay.
That's good.
So I can continue to put myself out there, if that makes any sense.
Yes, it does.
So if 8-year-old Jennifer can go sing, I don't even know, like a Bangles song to the 4th grade class, 43-year-old Jennifer can walk up and ask somebody for directions.
That's good. So. That's a good one. I like that one, actually. So my next question is, what advice would you give to caregivers entering the field today? So a new nurse, someone taking your path that says, I'm a medical assistant now or research assistant now. I want to, because maybe life at the time, you have other responsibilities, but 35 is not too late. 40 is not too late.
It's not.
What would be your message to them?
I'm going to just speak here because I want them to hear me. So for anyone that is currently in the healthcare profession or you're thinking about coming in, the biggest advice I can give you is to give yourself grace. This is all new to you or to whoever. Starting a new job is hard. Starting nursing is hard. Working at a place that's 85% women, not easy. It's a little difficult. Women can be a little challenging. So all of it's hard, but we place such high expectations on ourselves, myself included. I just like to give advice. I don't take my own advice very well. We all have these high expectations, and as soon as we do one thing that we think is indicative of failure we're so upset with ourselves, which is really the purpose of my role at the hospital. I function as, I say, a big sister to all my new nurses. I'm there for Sarah to come in and say, oh my gosh, you know, I did this and what's special. I'm like, girl, I did that too. Let me tell you how it worked out for me when I did it. Making them feel normal, wanting them to feel psychological safety.
Right.
We're here to grow you. We need you. I want to retire one day. I need someone to come take my place. So that's my biggest advice. And I talk a lot. My biggest advice is grace for yourself. Yep,
Grace for yourself. That's actually good.
Thank you.
And I love that you're a storyteller too. You can connect with people very well being a storyteller. Honestly, you can. So moving along here, we're gonna be wrapping up the show. Right, we're closing, winding down. But I have to ask you. I know you share vulnerability with us. What would you say your biggest pivot in life?
My biggest pivot in life had to have been when I did get divorced from my first husband. And I said, I'm about to struggle, whether I'm in Tennessee by myself or if I'm in Florida, well, Tennessee with my children, or I can struggle in Florida with my children next to the beach. And I said, so we're going to go to the beach and I'll be miserable there, I guess. I don't know. We'll figure it out. And it was that courage to step out into that world, knowing that I don't have a clue what I'm doing half days. Most days I don't even know, but I show up and I'll figure it out when I get there. And that's what I did for Florida.
That's good.
We showed up.
That's good. So now this is a little bit, maybe a little controversial. If you want me to take it out, okay. I still want to ask you, what is something that you would say all nurses, right, consensus-wise, would want to say to families out there in the public, right? You guys are in the hospitals. What's something that all nurses probably would feel right now if you would say to them? They could say to the families out there in the community.
So the families of people that they're taking care of, or just families in general?
Families out there in the community that they're taking care of.
Oh gosh, I think, well, I'm sure some would say a few different things, but I would hope that most of our healthcare team members would say that they hope that they say, we've got you. Gotcha. We've got you. We're here for a reason. You're where you are for a reason. If you can't be here, don't worry. We're going to love grandmom just like you would if you were here. And then we're also here for the other stuff. We don't just take care of patients. We take care of families too. We heal. We try to heal everybody. And one thing I said to a nurse before my dad passed away, I did get down there for surgery a couple months before he died. But anyway, my dad was not very emotionally present. He was an amazing dad. He loved me as much as he could. But I definitely didn't get a lot of emotion. And so what I said to her that day, I said, I understand that right now this is just a man for you. This is my father. And I said, and I'm not necessarily worried, or yes, I'm going to grieve him being gone, but I'm also about to have to own that I'm never going to have a chance to make it better with him. I was like, I'm not just losing my dad, I'm losing the chance of ever having a better relationship with my dad. And that's hard. That's really hard.
That's, I think that was a good explanation you gave, a good message. But so I'm going a different route.
Go a different route.
Different route. So here at the Lifted Comfy Podcast, community members out there, I know you probably heard this saying, what is it? You get more bees with honey?
Yeah, I think so.
You get more bees. I mean, you attract more bees with honey.
Is that what they say? What is it? I think,
You attract more bees with honey.
There you go.
So as a family, community, when you're entering the hospital, skilled nurse facility, assisted living facility, kindness, right, respect,
that is true,
goes a long way.
That is
but
true.
Also, your little research, I'm saying a little, that you did in Google is not above the physician, the nurse that you're going in there to ask for assistance. Are all nurses perfect? No. All doctors perfect? No. Do all of them have good intentions all the time? That I'll be lying if I said yes, all of them do. But I'm just telling you, attract more bees with honey. So your approach and how you address things goes a long way. So I just wanted to share that because I see nurses.
I love that. I do love that.
Nurses deal with a lot.
We do.
CNAs deal with a lot. You're dealing with families' emotional state, dynamics that you have completely, you know nothing about, right? But you're dealing with all of that balance there. Their loved ones can be in a state where they think they're going to lose them. So they're emotional at that time.
They are.
But nurses have to balance all of those interactions, right?
We
So it's a lot. So I always say, just a family in there. You coming in with the right attitude, right mentality, being kind, asking the right questions. There's nothing wrong with asking questions at all.
Not
Advocate
at all.
for your loved one. That's your mom, right?
Absolutely.
But again, put a little honey on there.
You get bees.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get some bees.
I do.
Yeah.
I do love that perspective. I think as a nurse's heart, I try to give a little bit of more grace because anyway, I agree with you. If we all are just more kind, it would be a lot better.
Yeah. Because I used to hear the stories. My nurses said it all the time. I said, hey, we're here.
It happen.
Yeah, it is. It's true.
I think that goes back to, because we're not just nursing that patient. Now what we have is a situation where uncle doesn't like cousin, and there's so many family dynamics in there. Yep. They're not really trying to be ugly to me or to Timothy. They're just mad at each other, and grief looks very different for a lot of different people.
It does.
And we really try, even if security ends up having to be called every now and then, we still try to leave.
Security has to be called.
Oh, yeah.
So community resources that you are aware of that the elderly could benefit from.
So the main one, I would say, I do a lot of work with Pioneer Medical Group. I'm
familiar with Pioneer.
Are you? I love them so much. And they do such great work in the community. And a few months ago, Fletch and I were at a community health fair for them. It wasn't targeted just necessarily for elderly, just the community. So that's one of my biggest, the ones I would point out would just be going to them, and then they will know everywhere else to go.
Gotcha. Knowing where to at least start.
Exactly. That's all. Most people just need a place to start. And we can help them get going from there.
That's true.
Asking for help is the hardest.
It is.
So
don't be afraid to ask for help.
Don't be afraid to ask for help. It's okay.
Jennifer, we're closing up the show here today. We're so happy to have you. I'm really grateful. Your spirit, you can just feel it.
Thank you.
Pretty sure our audience can as well. So if you let them know where they can find you, just look you up, watch your content.
I'm probably going to age all of us here. I do have a Facebook. A lot of my Gen Z nurses tell me I'm pretty old and I shouldn't have that. I do a lot of posting on Facebook. I do a lot on LinkedIn. Mostly similar content, just varied a little bit. And then Instagram, I do my best, man. I try. Instagram and TikTok, they're definitely out of my comfort zone to be able to do quickly, but I'm trying. So, and if there's another platform that I might be able to reach somebody that might need to hear something I want to say, let me know. I'll sign up for that too.
Amen.
Amen.
A nurse advocate, chief spirit officer, Madam Flamingo.
I've been called worse.
Madam Flamingo.
I've been called lots of things.
Thank you, Ms. Jennifer.
Thank you so much.
So happy to have you. I appreciate it. Stay tuned. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Visit our website, www.comfortmeasuresconsulting.com. We recently launched our CMC Media Division. On YouTube now, we're at Comfort Measures Media. You can look us up. We're also at Comfort Measures or CMC Media on Instagram as well. Visit our Facebook page, Comfort Measures Consulting. Also on Instagram, Comfort Measures Consulting. Norman Harris on LinkedIn. That's a lot. But start somewhere. When you start, like, comment, and share. We're spreading healthcare related knowledge and resources to benefit individuals so that you're not in a crisis situation and don't know what to do. Here to provide you guidance, wonderful spirit, and uplifting. So stay tuned. Watch, continue to like, comment, and subscribe. I'm probably cut that part out.
Good job. Hey friends, Jennifer Eddings here, the heart behind the Call Light Collective. You know, I created this space for you. I created this space for me. I created this space for all of us. This is a space that is designed for us to come in and speak about the things that are heavy. For anyone that is navigating a difficult situation, for anyone that has found themselves standing in the middle of life just looking for the light. Around here, we talk about the things that aren't easy to talk about. We talk about the things that people typically are quiet about or whisper about. We talk about the things that literally can set someone free once they know that they're not the only one going through it. So this is my ask of you. I want you to be just as much of this movement as I am and the women that have sat in these chairs before you. I would love for you to share your story with me. Write to me. Tell me what you're going through. Share a situation that you've been navigating through and you just would love some outside perspective on. Or if you just really need to know that you're not alone. You can email me at comeformeasures24@gmail.com. I would love to hear from you. Whenever you need something or you need someone to be there for you, I beg of you just to hit the call light, and I promise I'll answer. Because at the end of the day, all of us are just walking each other home, one conversation at a time.